Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Douglas E. Thank you for joining me this evening. This wonderful day, a special day of love. It's been a while that I've joined you on Live Seeds, and today being a very special day and being the day of love. So I felt this very subject has been nagging me on my mind to be able to discuss it with you briefly and give a perspective that I feel that every individual needs to have on the subject of love. It is a very wonderful thing to celebrate, that's for sure. A day of appreciation for our partners, a day to really reflect on what it means to love. But when we look at love, we're looking at love from a place of sacrifice, a place of giving, a place of reciprocity. But when we really, truly analyze the subject itself, everything will have a starting point. And that is the point of one of the ultimate commandment. We know of the fact to love our neighbors. So in this case, is our spouse, our literal neighbor, in whatever context we want to place the object of our love on. But it begins from the very part of that commandment of loving our neighbors as ourselves. So my discussion with you this evening is the subject of self-love. The truth remains that you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? We have neglected the fact that a lot of us don't really love ourselves that much. We know of this subject that is being pondered by marketers as the phrase self-love. And there really is nothing wrong with it. The truth is, we need it. Because without self-love, you cannot really love somebody else. How can you give what you don't have? So, my question to you this evening, while we're celebrating love, is, do you love yourself? Do you really love yourself? Because if you don't, it is time for you to begin to practice self-love. I'm not talking about the self-love that has been packaged and sold to you by marketers, which I happen to be one of them. I'm talking about true love for yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, meaning there's no love within you and you cannot give what you don't have, there's need for you to really love yourself. We live in a world today whereby we're dealing with a lot of mental health situation whereby people are dealing with difficulties. Sometimes it's beyond their own control. And really, this time it comes from the place of love for oneself, the ability to be able to take care of oneself in the midst of difficulties, stress, and all of these other things that are precursor to this illness, that we should call it what it is. But we must recognize that it is not just about throwing around the word love or telling someone I love you without actually meaning it, because if you don't feel it, there is no meaning to it. And to be able to give it It must come from the abundance of it that resides within you. Are you taking good care of yourself? The primary subject matter. Are you giving yourself that self-love? I'm not talking about the love that the self-love that means you go into a pool or a spa and just soak yourself and that is being commercialized. I'm not talking about the packaged self-love. I'm talking about the true love. Because if you don't love this person, that is you, if you don't love you, you cannot really give true love to others. So, are you really loving yourself? If you are loving yourself, if you're wondering if you're loving yourself or if you're loving yourself, let me just give you some little things to pay attention to really find out if you do really truly love yourself. Do you tell yourself the truth? Do you realize who you are, how special you are, and tell yourself that? Are you kind to yourself? We are very polite with others. We're very careful the words that we use, how we communicate with others. But when we are communicating with ourselves, we throw that off the window. We are very nasty to ourselves. Do you truly, truly show yourself the kind of kindness that you show others? Do you show yourself that kindness? A lot of us are not very kind to ourselves. We put ourselves down, we berate ourselves, we are very harsh to ourselves. So, if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. And that begins with what you tell yourself. And I want to tell you how special you are. You are so special that even the creator of the world deemed you so that he gave his only begotten son to come die for you and me as a means of redemption of a relationship that has been established from the beginning. That is what true love is, and that is how valuable, rather, you are. So when you understand that, you have to start seeing yourself the way you truly are. You are special. You are magnificent. You are adorable. You can do all things through Christ that has created you as a special being. You are love. You are lovable. You are healed. You are not broken. You are wonderfully made. That is who you are. And that is what you need to realize, and that is how you have to start speaking to yourself. When you see a dignitary, maybe a political personnel from your province or country or wherever it is, you treat them with honor. Do you give yourself that kind of honor? Please do so. Now, the other way that you also tell how much love you give yourself or how much you love yourself is, do you really value yourself enough to take good care of it? I'm not just talking about your hygiene. I'm talking about what you feed yourself. Do you feed yourself food that nourishes this very special temple that God has given you? Or do you just dump anything that comes to you and dump it in yourself and destroying yourself? Because if you're doing that, you don't love yourself. Because if you love yourself enough, you will take good care of yourself by watching what you put into your body. Do you love yourself? If you love yourself, you watch what you put into this temple that you call your body. So if you're not doing that, please start loving yourself by watching what you eat. Do you love yourself? Well, if you love yourself, you will take good care of this body. Like I've said, it's not just what you eat, but also, do you keep yourself engaged enough to exercise your body? Exercise your body. Show yourself some love. Show yourself some love, because if you love yourself enough, you will be able to give love to others. Love yourself enough. And also, if you love yourself, you will watch how you allow others to treat you. You are not garbage. So don't allow people to treat you as such. You're valuable. Let nobody look down upon you. And that begins with how you look at yourself. How you carry yourself matters a lot, because it's how they see you that they will treat you. My mama used to say there's a calabash that we call, in my language, we call it okma, that you use to in the kitchen. It's a kind of a kitchen utensil. It's how you treat this pan that others will treat it. That's how they will say it in my language, in Edo language. If you treat that pan, that okma, in a way that you place it carefully, people will treat it as such, because they see the way you handle it and they will handle it just the way you handle it. But if you use it as to pack garbage, that's what others would do with it. They look at you, see what you do with that, and they would do the same with you, with it for you, because that's how you treat it. That's just the way you are. If you treat yourself well, others will treat you accordingly. Now, if you love yourself, you'll be kind to yourself. I've mentioned that before. But that also means that you should watch things that really get into your emotion unreasonably. There are times whereby we really get to be involved with things when things get to a certain place whereby, it's concerning our health, our family, and those we love. But also, we got to watch how much stress we put upon ourselves. Because when we stress ourselves, that is unnecessarily, most importantly. And that shows we don't love ourselves. So we should definitely watch how we treat ourselves, what we feed ourselves, how we take good care of this temple by engaging in physical exercise, and also how we treat ourselves, most importantly, because we are a special breed on this planet. If we can show this love to ourselves, then and therefore, we will be able to truly love others, because we can only give what we have. Happy Valentine's Day. I just wanted to take this moment to have this conversation with you. And I hope that you were able to get one seed or the other on the field of your heart, and that you nurture it, cultivate it, and hopefully it grows into an oak tree that will bear fruit in the future. And hopefully get you to realize how special you are and cultivate the love that you are and that is within you, so that you have it abundantly to give others what true love really means. Till the next time, I'm Douglas C. Have a wonderful evening. Happy Valentine's Day.